Hey everyone, it's Kate. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Okay, in today's video, we are going to talk about the top 9 interior design mistakes that I see in people's houses. I did a tidy home tips video a little while ago, so this one's going to be like the mirror side of that video. Okay, mistake number 1 I see is to just keep adding more storage. If you don't change your mindset first, you're just going to fill this one up too. And now you have less floor space than you did before. This really is a mindset shift. Our homes are not a treasury to hold as many belongings as we can gather. Our homes are places for us to live and feel good. And for each belonging, it's not have this item versus not have this item. It's have this item versus having more space in your home. The more space in your house that you dedicate to storage, the less space you have for yourself. Okay, mistake number 2 is related. We're still talking about storage, but now we're not talking about losing your floor space. Now we're talking about making your space feel claustrophobic and messy. If you've watched some of my other videos, you might guess it. It is having too much open storage. Open storage is for displaying art. Closed storage is for actually storing your stuff. When you see open storage displayed in like a professional photograph, all the items on there have been carefully curated. Of course it's beautiful. It's not gonna look the same with your mix of old and shiny new cookbooks and like that one storage bin and your kids' marker case and all the other things that you plan on putting here. That stuff is gonna look like messy clutter even though it's all away where it's supposed to be on that shelf. Okay, mistake number 3 is closed shoe storage. These are getting really popular and I do not understand why. You want your shoes to air out a little bit when you first take them off. If not for odor reasons, then because shoes have glue in them and that glue gets kind of warm and soft as you wear them and it needs time to sort of reset. So what's gonna happen? You're gonna get home, you're gonna leave your shoes out to air for a little bit, and you're never gonna actually go back and put them inside this closed furniture. These really only work well for shoes that you wear rarely, like if you're a woman with a collection of heels in all different colors. But that's also the sort of like collection that could look nice on an open shelf. If you just have like sneakers, boots, and dress shoes, the boots probably aren't even gonna fit. And it's just really hard for me to imagine a family where having this piece of furniture is gonna make the space look less cluttered opposed to looking more cluttered. I think it's easy to see a pile of shoes by the door and think you need one of these, but in my opinion, it's gonna be a purchase that you really regret. Mistake number 4 is bright colored walls. I do like colored walls. I like well done colored walls better than I like white walls. But walls are a lot of surface area. It is a really big statement to paint your walls a bright saturated color. When I'm in a room like this, you know the expression a loud color? It literally feels like there's noise in the room when I'm surrounded by bright colors. It's just such a strong statement. I think you need to be really, really sure that that's what you want. You know, I would buy like the little sample can and, you know, really test it out and make sure before you commit to a bright, bright color. Okay, mistake number 5 is more of a personal pet peeve. It's actually my mother's pet peeve that she handed down to me, and it is not ironing your curtains. For my mom's generation, I think it was even worse because having those like packaged fold line, you know, creases on your curtains really gave you away as having bought your curtains when the classy thing to do was to have them made. Now I think most people buy their curtains, and actually the style that's most popular and what I have here, and I bet you have too, is just really simple panels. So just iron them, it's not so hard. Okay, mistake number 6 is one that I'm guilty of. It is buying too nice of a couch. When moving here, I plan to get a good value, kind of cheaper, probably IKEA couch. That seemed like the logical choice since my kids are 5 and 8. Instead, we kind of fell in love with one that was right at the like tippy top of our budget. And now I'm afraid to like even sit on it to have my coffee. So while I love my couch, I also acknowledge that my life would literally be more comfortable if I had bought the less comfortable, cheaper couch that we could really just live in without worrying about it so much. Okay, the next mistake on my list is also an easy one to fix. It is too small photo frames. For example, an 8x10 can seem like pretty big in your hands and maybe even like too big sitting on a shelf. But in most spaces, it's gonna look comically small hanging on the wall. So before you buy frames, just hold the tape measure up to the wall, or even better, like mark the corners with some painter's tape. There's a good chance that you're gonna go like, oh, I actually want more than twice as big as what I was originally thinking. Okay, the next mistake is mixing styles. Yes, your home should be your style, but if you are in a showroom where all of the items have been, curated to match each other really nice, and you take one of those items out and put it in your home, there's a good chance that it's just not gonna look so nice. I saw this trick for shopping for home decor at Target. This lady puts the item in her shopping cart and then goes over to the trash can aisle and puts it on the shelf there. If it still looks nice, surrounded by trash cans, then she knows that she actually likes this item and that, she wants this item. If not, then she knows that it wasn't the item she liked so much, it was just like the vibe of that curated space. Our parents' generation decorated by color, right? Like, this room is blue and I'm going to buy all the blue things for this room. Our generation has broken out of that. We use color palettes like warm neutrals or jewel tones. And the best looking spaces stick to one, maybe two design styles, like mid-century modern or Japandi or whatever. So the mistake is to see an item in a curated, cohesive showroom and to just assume that an item from that space will also look nice in your own home with a totally different color palette and a totally different design style. Okay, for my last one, I'm gonna get a little catty. It is too much DIY. We tend to have a bias for items that we have made or partially made. This is actually the explanation for why people like their IKEA furniture sort of disproportionately. So if you're thinking about doing a DIY tutorial, I would really encourage you just to ask a friend or your partner if they actually think that the after looks better than the before. And I'm not talking about like actual refurbishment, bringing something back to its original glory. I mean the like odd paint jobs, the foam accents, the distressing, you know the kind of stuff I mean. Okay, that's all I have for today. I'm going to link to the other home organization videos that I have. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Hug, and I'll see you over in those other videos. Ciao.